Good afternoon. Welcome to this week's edition of Newsmakers. Newsmakers is a program where we bring people who are making the news in your community a little closer to you. We bring them to life in our studio with what hopefully will be an enlightening time to get to know today Angie Bolson, who is the president and CEO of the YMCA of Northern Rock County. That is a mouthful.
You got it.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you with us. You've been here in Rock County now for 5 years or
Yes,
6?
hitting 6 here.
It's hitting 6.
Yes, it's going fast.
It goes extremely fast.
Yeah.
And you came in with kind of a whirlwind time, and things have not slowed down.
No, and I'd like to say it slowed down during COVID, but it really didn't. You know, for us, that was like really our time to recreate and reimagine, and we did those things.
Well, let's talk about that. The Y is how old?
So next year we're going to be celebrating 135 years with our brick and mortar, but we're actually 167 years old from when the first Y was formed in Janesville, which is amazing.
That truly is amazing to have that continuous presence.
Right.
That's a long time.
It's a really long time.
100.
I mean, very, very thoughtful people formed a Y here. So we're excited.
Well, and you get a long tradition. The current building is, parts of it are 100 years old. And that building's gone through a lot of changes over the course of 100 years, as has the programming at the Y. But part of this 135th year visioning process is to do what? To get a new look at where we're going to be 10 years from now? Tell me about the process. I
mean, I hope it's going to be more than 10 years. You know, our goal is, our board has actually been through 2 different renditions of a strategic plan, and in that plan twice now, what's rose to the top is really kind of that facility optimization. So I tell the story 6 years ago when I interviewed here, one of the biggest pieces that I was most excited about was the fact of those top 2 floors of the organization are vacant, and they've been vacant for more than 30 years. So, you know, for me, it's about reactivating space, reimagining space. So that's really what kind of the 135 and beyond is. Next year, we're celebrating 135. How are we going to make sure that we, you know, firmly plant this Y for another 135 years plus?
The history of those upper 2 floors, talk a little bit about it, because in order to get a better sense of where you want to go with it, it's important to have a sense of history.
Right. Yeah, so majority of that historical side, original side of the building was resident halls at the time. Kind of just small little 10 by 10 spaces that fit a dresser, a bed, had a sink in it. There was communal bathrooms up there. Since then, everything has been gutted, so it's just is a vacant space at this point. But
it was originally built as a dormitory.
It was.
And in those days, it was pretty normal to have young men come to town and need a place to stay, and this was an early version of a youth hostel, right?
It really was, and I still meet members that lived in there at some point. You know, I've got a member that lived there before he got married, and you hear the stories, right, of the needs that it filled at the time, but it was really meant for short-term housing.
You have another part of the building that is also something that's going to be vacated and you're going to have to plan for, and that's the space currently occupied by the Boys and Girls Club.
True.
When will that be vacant, and any plans in the work for that space?
You know, I think it's part of the conversation for sure. You know, the Boys and Girls Club is that they will vacate sometime in fall of 2026. All good things pending with their construction. So at that point, you know, we're celebrating about 25 years in the facility, the newer portion of the 99 edition. And 25 years ago, some thoughtful leaders put together an agreement that basically states that we own 2/3 of the facility. They own 1/3. So we've got some decisions to make of whether or not we're going to buy out that side of the facility. There's attractive things to it. There's things like being able to expand childcare, right? We want to be able to do that on the first floor of a facility. So we're taking steps towards, if we did, what would that look like and what could we use that space for?
Let's talk about the array of services currently available at the YMCA, and just to juxtaposition it against what was offered 20 years ago. It's a different Y today than what it really was 20 years ago.
Yes. And I think, we've been talking about that. It's not your grandfather's why anymore, I think is the tagline we've been using around the why lately. But, we offer 85 group exercise classes between both locations per week. I mean, I feel like there's something when it comes to fitness and wellness for everybody at the Y between both locations. But youth development has been a big pillar that we've filled a gap on in the last handful of years, which, for me it's a passion point for me. It's one of our core values, and I want to keep nurturing that as long as there's a need to ensure people are in the workforce working, and we're supporting and nurturing, investing our time in those kids. So that's been a big piece of what we've really been leaning on in the last handful of years to feed our revenue and feed the community. So, but membership, we've also got things like our esports lab, which is brand new in the last couple of years in collaboration with the Janesville School District. You're looking at me like you haven't seen that before.
I've not seen that space, and I'd love to hear more about it.
You should definitely come in for a tour. So when there was ARPA funding available, we applied for a collaborative ESSER grant, which allowed us to work collaboratively with the Janesville School District, where we offer basically after-school programs for kiddos. And what I love about it is that the kids do about 20 to 30 minutes of academic supports, really focused on literacy and math. And then they earn their ticket to do the fun things, right? Like Fortnite and Rocket League, all the things you play, right? Yeah. So, all the things they want to be doing after school, not necessarily the academic pieces. So we make it fun and incentive-based, and in the meantime, we also feed those kids before they leave. Food initiatives have been a really big passion point for the Y that we have done in collaboration with ECHO. In addition, we are a fully federal reimbursed location for feeding kiddos.
Do you have commercial kitchen on site?
We actually, Rock County has supported some of those efforts in the last couple years. So just cold and shelf stable.
Okay.
So
kind of a caterer's kitchen.
Yeah, that's what I would call it.
Okay, kind of a caterer's kitchen, but you are in the food service business now.
Yeah, I didn't know that. If you would have told me that 5 years ago, I would have been like,
I was going to say, that's new territory.
Yeah, during COVID, we had gotten a $10,000 hunger relief grant from YUSA and bought a fridge and some food, and suddenly the kids started showing up. So really our efforts are to complement the work that other, like ECHO and other organizations are doing in their feeding initiative, Salvation Army. But, our focus is really 17 and under.
Yeah. After-school programming has been a critical need, in spite of the fact that Boys and Girls Club has tried to fill at least a portion of that need for a long time, but we never seem to have enough.
That's so true, and it fills, and YW also offers a lot of after-school programs too. We're doing some before and after-school programs in our Milton location. We've got 3 sites.
Yeah, you have, the site in Milton is also relatively new. You just recently worked out an arrangement with the city of Milton. You're now the proud owners of, I think it's 10 acres of green space that was planned at one point in time by the city as park space. What are your plans for this newly acquired green space that, wow, it's like a canvas that is waiting for your paintbrush?
I know, we're excited about it. Right now we've got an agreement with the city. We still have to get the deed signed, but at the end of the day, we're already starting to plan of what that might look like. And really the goal is to complement and activate the space in the same way the city was planning on doing it, for it to be utilized for other organizations and groups to partner with, in addition to us expanding our wings. We have a huge day camp program out there, so we always need more green space in general. So.
Is it a fair statement to say that that space has really exploded in terms of its use?
The new green space, or just that community?
Just the Y in Milton in general.
It has. I mean, there's a ton of growth happening in Milton, right across the street from the YMCA, if you've actually been there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a huge apartment complex going in there.
Yes, and recently actually just expanded down to infant care, but the youth development agenda has really been our largest area of growth within that community.
Well, there's a lot happening on the north end of your jurisdiction and on the south end of your jurisdiction. You have another Y immediately to the south in Beloit. Do you do any cooperative planning and programming with that organization? Because they're in relatively new space too.
They are, you're right. So Ann Hankins is the CEO and very close. I connected with her in general. I mean, we are both doing facility planning for our communities at the same time. So we talk on a regular basis. But yeah, we've worked on some health and healthy living initiatives. And there isn't anything we're not willing to discuss or partner on in general, but she's doing a great job over there too if you haven't been to visit her.
That takes me to, I guess, the personal side of how did Angie Bolson get into the Y business?
Oh, I didn't know you were going to ask this question.
I'm going to ask that tough one.
That's an easy one. And I tell this story a lot that I was going to school at Whitewater. I graduated from Whitewater and I was going to school at the time. And somebody said, for teaching elementary education, and somebody said, you need a Y on your resume, a Y job on your resume. So that's why I went. I got a day camp position at the Oconomowoc YMCA. And I remember I graduated, I got my teaching job. I was offered $17,000 a year. The Y offered me a full-time job at that same time for $17,500, and I took that Y job. And the rest is history. I mean, I feel like, I know it's cliche to say that I drank the Kool-Aid, but I really did. I feel like the mission reflects me personally and professionally. So for me, I just feel like the Y is heart and soul for me.
You've been stationed in Oconomowoc and in Janesville. Anywhere else in your travels?
Oconomowoc and Watertown is
Watertown.
Glacial Community
Okay.
YMCA, but I spent a little over 20 years there.
Now here's a little bit of history that I'll test your knowledge.
Oh boy.
What's now, I guess, an extension of Aurora University at Williams Bay. When it was originally created, it was a college that was built as a leadership program, and it graduated future executive directors and presidents of YMCAs from around the country.
It did. Was it Springfield, Illinois? I'm trying to remember the location.
It was in Williams Bay, just 30 miles to the east of here, on Lake Geneva.
Okay.
And that little college was quite the place. It's where
Interesting.
all aspiring young Y folk would migrate, and if you matriculated from there, you were destined for a career in the Y. And you obviously didn't graduate from there.
I didn't.
So what is your background? You graduated from Whitewater and taught or had the opportunity to teach. What were you going to be teaching?
Elementary ed. I think initially I wanted to teach like kindergarten through second grade. I fell in love with middle school. I mean, there really wasn't anything I didn't love when it came to kids. So that's where my passion sits. And like I said, I started in the day camp business, and I feel like I've been able to influence a lot of different directions when it comes to even statewide initiatives for the Y, because we all really work together, all 28 associations across the state, and I've loved every minute of it. You know, to me, it's not just been about, it's about community, but it is also about the movement in general and what we accomplish.
It's an exciting time to be part of the YMCA of Northern Rock County. There's so much on your plate, and there's so much potential that I'm excited just to hear some of the things that may be evolving in short order and in the long haul. It's a great time to be part of the community. It's a wonderful time to be part of Rock County and the city of Janesville. So, Angie, always a pleasure to have a moment or two to visit with you, get to know you a little bit better in the hopes that our audience gets to know you as well.
Right.
You are approachable, and you're one of those folks that, well, you make Janesville a special place.
Thank
Angie.
you for saying that.
Thank you. Thank you. That's going to be a wrap on this session of Newsmakers. Tune in regularly. We'll surprise you with a new face, a new personality, and a little bit of information you may not necessarily have heard anywhere else when we talk to the people that make the quality of life in Janesville so very special. Thanks for your time, and check us out on occasion. We'd love to have you. Your feedback is important. Reach out, Rock County Civics Academy. We're here to make the community better, too. Have a great day.